So we finally made it to Bandera, New Mexico, which houses the ice caves. Now these ice caves have been around since the 1900s to 1800s, and it's been ran by a generation of family passed on from generation to generation. Now originally we're going to the trading post first to go check it out. So join us as we go ahead and travel through these trails to hit these ice caves and watch what we find next. So Cristiano and I are about to walk into the trading post here. So I'm here inside the gift shop, which I just found out used to be an old saloon. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and talk to David. He's one of the sons that passed down from generation to generation, and he knows a heck of a lot more than what's on the pamphlet. So let's go ahead and take it over to him.
This place was founded as a tourist attraction in 1946 by my grandfather, so I'm 5th generation. It was all purchased from the American Lumber Company and the railroad. Wanted it for ranch land. They knew about the cave and the volcano and stuff, but Dance on the Saloon was founded in 1932, and he ran his lease until 1937. Then it sat dormant 9 years until 1946 when my grandfather got out of the Navy, and his mom, Prudencia Mirabal, she brought him out here and basically said, what do you think about all this land? Would you like to settle out here? He had a young daughter at the time who was a couple years old. He basically cut the trails, built the stairs going down into the cave, and decided to convert this building into his home and the tourist attraction trading post. They didn't have a well, electricity, very rustic living. They hauled water from a carriage and containers what they'd get from the spring down the road. Everyone thought he was crazy. I always tell everyone, he was either a stubborn son of a gun or he was a visionary. Everything in these cases were found on this property, dates back 800 to 1200 years, ancient pottery. We're kind of surrounded by the Navajo, Zuni, Acoma, and the Anasazi territories. So, because if you found a natural resource like an ice cave back 1,000 years ago, over here, Sylvester Mirabal, he was a land baron, and he's the original owner of the land. He had like 200,000 acres he accumulated. His daughter, Prudencia Mirabal here, this was an arranged marriage, so she had land, he had cattle and sheep, and so they put them together, made a ranch. Her son is my grandfather, Dave Candelaria. That's Dave and Reddy. They're the ones who made this place what it is, and then that's my mom and her 2 sisters, Debbie, Betsy, and Janet. My mom, Debbie, is now the sole owner. You know, this place is it's like an alien planet. It feels like you're on the moon almost, because it's it's like you expect to see Sasquatch walk around the corner or a dinosaur come around the corner half the time. It's a very magical place. It's hard to describe, but people tend to come back to it. It almost has like a magnet. A really rare thing to have a 20-foot deep block of ice in the desert in an open cave that's open to the daylight, but there's so much thermal mass, so cold down there that any moisture finds its way in there, it's frozen over time and it can't escape basically. It goes up into the lava rocks, condensates, drips back down, basically makes these little globule balls on the ice. So there's like a condensation loop in there. I mean, I like the volcano actually more personally. I walk up to the volcano, it just makes you feel small. It gives you that sense of awe and just, it reminds you your problems aren't as big as you think they are.
Trying to see if it's gonna rain before we take a little hike. It's getting a little dark down there. It's making a little bit of noises, and last thing I want to do is a whole bunch of kiddos in the rain.
I wish people could feel how cool this is.
So we are down here at the ice caves, and I got to tell you, it's absolutely frigid down here. It must be it stays 31 degrees Fahrenheit here all year long. And I could understand why they definitely put their beer in here, because it keeps it nice and cool. But it's supposedly that the ice bottom over here is 20 feet thick. But I mean, you could see we're in the middle of summer right now where it's 100 degrees outside of here, but down here, just about, I would say about 75 to 100 feet. Everybody's like really neat to discover something like this. I'm glad we definitely came down. And the deepest ice is the oldest, and it dates back to 3,400 years ago.
I like it in here. It's cold like my dad says, but I like it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I don't like cold.
Giovanni, what do you think about it?
It's cold and it's making me freeze.
Freeze. What about you, Giovanni? What do you think about it?
I love the face of how cold it is. I could literally go ice skating down here. And like a few minutes ago, I saw like a little ice drop fall down.
It's absolutely starting to freeze down here. It is 31 degrees. We're all chilly. We want to get out. So let's go ahead and get out and get over to the lava. There's that steady climb back up.
It's so crazy how you take one step and it's like a totally different temperature.
It is different. It does feel a lot different. So we're walking up to the lava area, the volcano. A little bit of a hike, but it's good. Keep on trucking, let's go. And the view is absolutely phenomenal. All right, that is definitely a steep drop over here. This is a volcano. All right, guys, it's gonna start raining here. Let's start heading out. Stick to your left-hand side. Babe, we're gonna get caught in the storm. We need to get to that.
I think that's correct, right? You said Justin's in to take
it. Making some bacon on a flat top, about to make some smash burgers. Smash burgers. Okay, so while we were out here at the ice caves, I stumbled on this really old tractor. It's a Power Fordson Major. This is a Sims, it's a diesel pump before it hits the injectors. Just by looking at the controls of it, metal seat on it, clutch on the side, looks like it's been running for a little bit. It's a gasoline pump. I don't know, man. The age on this must be like back in the 30s. Can't really tell what year it is, but the controls and everything of it just way old. Just checking out the junk. So there you have it. We visit the ice caves, and the place is actually really magical. I enjoyed it. It was in the middle of just the mountains. Right now it must be like 68 degrees, and we're in the middle of July. So you can't beat it as far as taking a day off, just going up to the ice caves. So totally recommend it. Come check it out. Spend some money inside the gift store and support that local business.